everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, we were, I don't know how far into the last trial of the game, I believe. And we're trying to figure out, let me see what the heck they were talking about. Oh yes, we were gonna do, we needed to get 2 photographs so we could look at the counter of the pawnbrokery at the time of the crime and see kind of what was going on. I have a feeling it's gonna have to do with that broken lampshade, light bulb, desk lamp, it's called candle lamp, because no one's brought that up yet, but who knows. Last time we kind of had to just like get through that weird moment where there's like a really obvious fact that for whatever reason no one in the game can just say, where it's like, oh, no one else was there except for Gina. Oh, but actually, what about the 2 witnesses that were in the other room? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little Captain Obvious, you know what I mean? But it's a way to ease into the case, I understand, and so on and so forth. But whatever. We're going to continue today. We're going to see what we can see using the Stereoscope, I think it's called. I do want to say thank you guys so much for your continued support of the series and the channel. We're at 489 subs, so close to 500. I'm very grateful. So, sorry I took a break this weekend. I needed to visit some family, and I was doing a little bit of wedding planning, which is a long process. So I appreciated the reprieve, and thanks for your patience. So, let's just jump back in and go right into, I believe, talking to this guy, right? Press. Can it really show up new clues? Don't know unless you try. How about these 2, right? Yeah. Hold on, I pressed the wrong button.
Take that!
That one. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Oh, sorry, my headset. Oh. Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Here you go.
Take that!
Take that! Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera and wind banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? The left and the right eye, and the staring at your nose, and the I knew this had to come into place somehow because they never teach you anything in these games unless it's important. Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The cats. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the position of some objects. Ew. Then, when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important. So, what happens if you use the 2 photographs that are oh my god. What happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? Turns into I Spy? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally, anyway. Oh. Oh! Of course! Now I see! Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have! Oh, her eyes are crossed. Ugh. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on! Her voice is more natural now. I struggled with it a lot at the beginning. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? Yeah, the broken lamp? Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Well, you're a dumb bitch, Runo. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now, try looking at the picture in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. So, to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. I hope they do it for me. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Okay. Wait. Oh, they're not gonna do it for me? Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo? No. Yes, I saw it. Ugh! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. Wait, can't I have the one that frickin' Van Zeeks has? Why do I have to cross my eyes? I can't do that. It hurts too much. Yes, that's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? I was like, who the hell is talking? Why they do to some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope? As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Okay. Wait, why does it matter if the stuff in the corner shifted? I don't understand. Now hold there, fire. Oh my god. Now hold fire there, sir. You got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does this shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? I have the first idea. You know, Runo, it's quite simple. It is? Someone moved them. No. Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zookers! Someone tampered. New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Wouldn't that be who? Because whom is an object? Or I guess in that case, the objects were moved by Mary. Mary's the object. Okay, maybe whom is correct. Sorry. I think about that a lot. Grammar. Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. I mean, is it one of these two? I'm surprised they're not, like, together. Nash and Ringo. Oh, he's the older one. That's interesting. Okay, well, I like how this guy's here. That's funny. He could be it. I still think this guy's got to be involved. Otherwise, why the hell did we meet him? Okay, who would have moved the stuff on the counter? I would think it'd be the thieves who were ransacking the place, right? Because Sherlock came in way too late, got shot. Ginny, that doesn't make sense. I really thought it was going to be the lamp. Honestly, no one's going to bring that up. Why is it shattered? Did they shoot through that to hit Sholmes? I don't understand. Anyways, I guess we'll go with, we got Luigi or we got Mario. Let's do Mario.
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Oh, is that wrong? Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy lockets. My phrase book says dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy lockets is meaning pockets.
Don't squeeze the mouse.
But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely.
And why exactly?
As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony.
Gasp! Oh my god!
That the accused is a pick purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pick purse.
Yeah, what, girl, they're not innocent. What?
I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night.
Probably, the ledger?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves?
Well said.
Yo, Santa.
I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair.
Bro, I don't know if you should bang this head against the counter.
Can you all see now?
I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings.
You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand.
Guilty. We're not guilty. I love when they all say the voice. They're like, guilty. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop.
Okay.
That girl needs to calm down.
Hey! Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. To lean to guilty, or lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay, well done. Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. But, alright. Bro, you clearly have not played I almost said a Professor Layton game, a Phoenix Wright game.
Fold-up device that allows anybody to enjoy seeing things in 3 dimensions simply by looking through the eye pieces. Okay.
Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them.
Yo, throw it! Throw it!
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord.
His voice is not as rigid as the revolutionary mouse boy. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Bum 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 bum.
Yo, let's go, Runo.
To be continued. I'm not surprised. I'm gonna try and give you guys like a couple long episodes this week. I really wanted to beat this before Kirby came out, but oh gosh, I don't know if it's possible. I could try. I don't know if I can. Let's go.
Why am I leaning over the desk like that? You alright there, Runo?
Order, please! Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
Don't you dare lie to me, you bitch. They do be sweating. Yo, what's up, Greg? What's his name? Greg?
I presume you heard the defense counsel summation examination.
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov, I did. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. God, blimey! This is gonna be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks. I ain't done nothing, Governor. Bedlam soon as, weren't it? Just read it in like a normal voice. It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out me Lucy lockets. It's like, not to get sidetracked, but like when you're, the funny thing to do is to speak the words to a song. I found it makes people very uncomfortable. Like, I used to do it with Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. I'd be like, oh, baby, baby. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby. Oops, you think I'm in love? That I'm sent from above? It's like, terrible. Anyways, however, that was a lie. You brothers. Cool, blimey. On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out? Wow, get your story straight, bro. Oh.
You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question. And this time, you will tell the truth.
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Oh shit. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. Oh, I don't like how his cheeks jiggled. That was kind of weird. A thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, Gov, we yeah? We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll page. We'll page? Oh, sure. I thought he was saying preach. Okay. Lie to me some more. Let's go. Legal entry, the whole truth. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. It was when we had the gunshot, see? Made us both jump and all that stuff went flying. Lummy, it didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shit would come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scuppered, straight into him in the black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? I just hit my mic. We never even had a chance, did we? So, sometimes I sound like I'm dying. I'm like,
So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor. No. That's right, Nash. That's right. It's more like we tidied up. Yeah. He was like, God, I can't. This bullshit. Sorry. By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. Why you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all. We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't he make us sound a bit more cutthroat? It can't just be coincidence that these men showed up at Windibanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. And then, like, friggin' Gregson's just sitting there. He's chilling. Okay. Did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. Press.
Hold it!
And let's press present. If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. Well said, Rango, Mio China. Me old China? What the hell did I just say? China? Is it China? China. Me old China? What the heck does that mean? We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble. Ah, well, that's rotten luck. Says a rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up.
Yeah.
Sorry. Why does he look so upset? It was when we heard the gunshot, see, made us both jump, and all that stuff went flying.
Hold it!
Okay. So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much, you knocked all those things off the counter? Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves needed to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up with that bang. Big brother here screamed like a bloomin' baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. They got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor. You really mastered working quietly then. What a racket! My granny would have been scared back into her grave at a clatter like that. Stop talking about your dead grandmother. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouse and then all of a sudden, BAM! Oh. Okay, calm down there. Don't need to aggressively eat those potatoes.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Can you shut up? Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? It's like throws up potatoes on the floor. Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. Okay. No, something to add about their testimony? Bro, I don't care about your feelings. You seem to react just now to what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? I'm trying to think, was there anything weird with the gunshot? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? Use your mouth and speak to me, bro. As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Wow, color me surprised. Did it? You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have, Golf, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it. Okay. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas?
If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it, yep. It's all coming back to me now. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, says. Right you are, Gov. Oh my god, these dumb idiots. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." Okay.
Hold it!
Girl or guy? So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously? We did, Gov, we did. Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we had a kind of ravering voice before the yelling, oh. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun. Bam. Kind of thing. A career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. from the storeroom, where the victim was found dead.
And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Winterbank.
What? Why is he turning around like that?
On my granny's life, because it was.
Okay.
Oh my god. On his granny's life, because it was.
Okay. So, that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winterbank and the sound of his voice. So that would mean...
What?
What, Nash? What? Any ideas?
Yes, Counsel. Indeed it would.
Okay. No. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny it when the bloke in all the fancy club was giving us the evil eye?
If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
Oh, on me granny's life it is. Oh, on his granny's life it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead.
To summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you heard the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor.
You make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tied it up after like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it. The bloke who owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Should have just fired. Wait, so he had the gun? What? That doesn't make any sense. I thought they were saying that she said if you don't want to get shot, give me the gun. Or if you don't want to get shot, don't come any closer or something. And he said, give me the gun. She shot him. Not that I think she killed him. I mean, it could have been self-defense. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Maybe they don't know what they're saying. You're saying that Mr. Winterbank had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? Them two waving them guns at each other. Must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before we shouted out, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Okay, so he did say that. Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you could say.
Mr. Winterbank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping. He'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That someone being himself, of course.
Good grief! Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was going to shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. That he wished he'd squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun!" And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot. It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun! Boom! Okay. Kind of thing. Yes. Career in acting very tragically missed. Then we had the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we done a slapdash job tidying the place up. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't understand. The bloke? Oh my, the bloke. Okay, I said bloke, I meant bloke. Okay, let me... What do I have here? I don't understand. What gun? Like, how did she have his gun?
Objection!
Is that not right? Oh, damn. Ah, don't be mean to me. All right. Okay, something's up there though. You know what I mean? Holding a gun. Was he? I thought she was holding the gun. Is it the Wait, he was shot in the back.
Objection!
There we go. Okay, yeah, he was shot in the back, and he wasn't holding a gun when he died, so that doesn't make any sense. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture. Yes, Nash, yes, no question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windibank was not holding a firearm of any description. Eh? You what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
Gordon Bennett?
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windibank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as a murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
Yeah, but... Yeah, that mole tooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Yeah, shot right from behind, just like that. Kind of thing.
Hold it!
Yeah, okay. Stay exactly where you are, right there. Eh? If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Witness, are you sure, counsel?
I'm not blind.
You intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is a proof that demonstrates the inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments?
Oh shit, not that. So, it's the picture again, right?
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot.
Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe.
Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, if I could ask the court to study the photograph of the victim's body again, you can clearly see that Mr. Windibank was in fact shot from behind. Ah! So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Yo. But is the God's honest truth? Truth? It is, Nash, it is. When he was shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun. Something like that must have slipped out. Fancies. Ladies and gentlemen, you've all just heard the admission by these two witnesses. Now, on the night in question, they actually saw, with their own eyes, the victim wielding a gun. Which could only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash, I guess take a drink. Hurts my throat, man.
Order! 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 Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't supposed to, it's the way he just leans over that desk is hilarious.
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
I'm so sorry, Governor. Truth is, William. Cut it out, Nash, cut it out. If we blab now, you know what you'll do to us. He? Who are they talking about? Ooh, rich fancy man?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
Bro, come on, the game's up. But you'll have guts forgot us. In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well, do we have to?
On pain of death.
I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth, or I will eat your face. Okay, here we go. Third time's a charm. Counter with the victim. Alright, so he just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
Oh my god.
I pulled my gun on him, and then he legged it through their door in the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all that happened, I swear. All what happened? Wait, okay, now I'm confused.
So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah, sorry.
Well, holy shit. We find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. See, I don't think they did it. Because they're not really, like... They're not acting like they killed him. You know what I mean? But, like... I don't understand where Gina appears and all of that then. If they saw him... He saw them trying to rob him. He pulls out his gun. They had a gun. And he's like, give me that gun. He throws what's-his-face over the counter. Runs into the storeroom. And then what? You know what I mean? Gina's in there already? She hasn't come in yet? Like, what time was this? Because, like, in between 1 and 1:30, he's thrown over the counter. So was she already in the storeroom? And so then... Did someone come afterwards, grab their gun, and, like, someone shot him in the back with his gun? I don't understand. There's still something, like, fuzzy there. But, like, I'm inclined to think these two didn't do it. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. Alright, encounter with the victim. Alright, so he just got inside and heaved a sigh of relief when he showed his mug. He had a pug. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Winterbank? Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought no one was going to come out of the back room like that. The back room being the pawnbrokery's storeroom. Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been.
So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered their premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well. But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Winterbank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived? Oh, I don't know. Did you see the accused at that time? What, that Maltula? Couldn't tell ya. No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. Give me the gun. He flew at us like he was possessed.
Hold it!
Winterbank is scary. You mentioned that Mr. Winterbank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door. Did we? But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he? Well, yeah.
Was the victim, Mr. Winterbank, wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey lummy. A great ugly barrel he had, pointed straight at me frontispiece. I don't know what the hell that word was, but I just said it. So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Winterbank with the gun at that time. Is that right? It is, Gov, it is. Spot on. Then all of a sudden, he came at us, he did. It was Bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who. You were clearly all going for each other. Like Nat said, we thought we'd had it. I mean... Scary, Mr. Winterbank. For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
Hold it!
I would pay to see that. Yes, I noticed... I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too. Well, yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. Oh, please don't... You don't need to repeat this, bro. A marionette, a picture frame, a scale. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter. That didn't even make sense. Like, something scares you and you fall forward and knock like 4 things off the counter. Well, Big Brother here went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the old geezer pinned him. It was like WWE up in this bitch. He did, Nashy, he did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds. Bloomin'. At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back onto the streets, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Winterbank. He did everything he could to protect his shop. Okay. Pulled my gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room.
Hold it!
Huh. Were you intending to shoot Mr. Winterbank? No, never. I was just, you know... looking out for me bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then, the man fled into their storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in. There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. Huh. I wonder why Mr. Winterbank ran away into the storeroom. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him, with a gun. Ah, yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Winterbank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Winterbank's hands again? I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it? This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it. Look, the point is, me and my brother here... That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and my brother here. Okay, wait, hold on. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all that happened, I swear. Can I... Where is it at? Gina. Like... Huh. I was trying to see if the image looked like her picking it up and handing it back to him, like he dropped it or something, or she's just checking it out. But like he looks a little startled. He could just be surprised to see her. I don't know. Interesting. All right, I don't know. Let me press this last statement. Yeah.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shot himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked it was, from the inside. We know it was, because we tried to open it. But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Yeah, I don't know about that. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. Yeah.
Huh, it would indeed appear so. What say you to that, Counsel?
I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could possibly have shot Mr. Windibank? Oh, well, I know the answer is yes. Let me think. So, here's the thing. It could be. There's a chance that they shot him when he was running into the storeroom, right? Because if they had a kerfuffle in the main shop, he could have dropped his gun. One of the other guys could have grabbed it. And as he's running into the storeroom, if they shot at him, it could very easily have hit him in the back. He trips into the room. Maybe they, like, throw the gun after him. Or something. And then Gina, like, locks the door out of a panic and then, like, picks up the gun and, like, passes out from the blood or something. You know what I mean? I mean, if he got shot in the back, it's likely he was running from someone, right? Or someone came up from behind him. Yeah. Mr. Skulkin. Eh? What? What's that look for? From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely. It did. What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is, who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all.
Bam! You have my attention? In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. Bum, bum. The victim was killed in their storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums.
2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe.
Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? Furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Okay, yeah, that goes along with what I'm thinking. They were in the shop. He was in the storeroom. They shot him. She closed the door. They had to have thrown the gun in there first, though. Unless they went in there and knocked her out. She would have seen that, though, right? Unless she was already knocked out. She could have been passed out on the floor. They shot him. Freaked out. Ran in there and were like, oh shit, let's just blame it on her. They put the gun in her hand and closed the door. But they couldn't have locked it from the inside, right? I don't know. It's a locked room mystery. There's some way they probably could have locked it from the outside. It happens a lot. I don't know. Understood, my lord. Are you alright, Runo? I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. Yes. Do I need to be precise or what? Here?
Take that!
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here.
And in answer to the second question.
What? I wonder if did they shoot through the lamp? That's kind of a weird angle to get, like, would that have worked? Assuming the culprit, oh, sorry.
And so when the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at that time?
Wonder how precise they expect me to be. Because, like, when he talked about being thrown over the counter, he didn't say that he knocked a lamp over. That could be a complete red herring and not matter at all. But I guess if he was standing over there, he could have shot through the glass at, like, a weird angle. But I don't know.
Take that!
Oh, is this right?
I mean, the music stopped. Yo! Okay, I think this is right. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Yo, don't fold your arms at me. Oh, he says continue. Okay, alright, he's on my side. Continue.
Mr. Winnebank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired?
So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom?
Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled me gun on him and then he legged it through the door into the back room. Yeah. If Mr. Winnebank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
Ah! The door was open? Oh shit! The door was oh my god, doors can be opened? Holy shit.
It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
Yo, tremble then, Zeeks.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
No, that was way too long ago.
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. Yes, because he threw him over the counter so he was on the floor, or he was shorter than him. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter. Yeah, so the guy he threw over the counter, right? He had to have dropped his gun when he threw him. Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Ah, of course! He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Winterbank.
Objection!
Oh, I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock?
But what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door.
Is that so?
Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside?
Gina, right? I mean, she could have passed out from the shock. There's a chance she forgot what happened, but maybe she just feels guilty. And she doesn't want to talk about it. I mean, she hasn't told us anything, so there's a chance that she got scared and they maybe chucked his gun in there and she just, I don't know, grabbed hold of it. I don't really understand why it's in her hand or how it got in there, but it had to have been her, I think.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck.
I am inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel?
I mean, yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it?
Have big notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh yes, obviously. Yep, I mean, come on, dude.
Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Winterbank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Winterbank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom.
Yes, it would. You understand. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Aww. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to the floor where he was just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winterbank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it in order to save her own life. Yeah, bitch. But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Objection!
That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. You did! Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Dummies? There is only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Winterbank's murder. Yeah, I'm not good at doing it like a yelling noise. It hurts. Where does this, who's talking? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? I should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as a dance force. What? That was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. Yeah, but here comes Van Zeeks with some bullshit. I can smell it in the air. I know, first time ever, and probably the last. Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to get a verdict of not... Don't laugh at me, Van Zeeks.
An admirable effort, my learned friend.
Ah, shit. What's this now? He's laughing? Bro, a dude died. This is not funny.
You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks? I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive.
Yeah, I don't think they did it, though. Kind of too obvious.
I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here.
Sorry, I almost burped in the middle of that sentence. That's so gross. Or a hiccup. Ow. What?
The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw? It's gonna be how did the gun get into the room, right? That's obviously gonna be the flaw. Because it doesn't make sense.
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
I say, Lord Van Zeeks. Might be nice to explain this belly conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, huh?
And the fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Boom, bitch! Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
By George, count bullets! Oh dear. He noticed then.
Huh? What's everyone talking about?
Counsel.
Yes, sir? Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime.
Two? 2 bullets?
Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings.
I don't know where he's going with this.
The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Yes. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Now then, my learned friend. Okay. You yourself have told the court only moments ago, that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Arlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did.
Oh my goodness. I think you'll find.
That if the single bullet was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means.
Winterbank not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only when bullets stop.
Exactly. Yes, this Nippon street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Wait, what? He got shot with his own gun. Don't we already know that?
Order! Order! Order!
Brave, forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hollow nectar into the public gallery.
But Lord Van Zeeks!
Please don't kill anyone in the audience. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Ah, come on. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with a loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. That is what's in the picture, yes? And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Oh shit, it's the disc. That disc. Bum, 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 bum. I'll be taking that, whatever it is, and McGill, it's down to the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. Okay, yeah. Sorry, miss. Anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken as evidence now. Yeah. Good old McGilded. Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Winterbank, the accused attempted to make up with this article, which clearly does not belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of the pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Oh, sorry, I thought that was a comma. But with force and impudence.
Good gracious!
Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. That word came out weird.
Oh, I see. Think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant's character.
No, Van Zeeks, I am. Inspector Gregson. What? Yes, Inspector? We had a meeting yesterday at the Yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. Oh, you piece of shit, vampire boy. What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. What? Excuse me? Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you.
Yo, wait, was that what all that shit was about yesterday? Not yesterday, but in the game? With frickin' Strongheart and all the shibbity-wibbity behind the scenes stuff going on that Gregson was talking about? Huh. Interesting. I don't know. Also, I know this is a really weird point to take a break, but this episode is getting kind of long. So I'm gonna cut it here and go record another one. But hey, I'm intrigued. I don't know all the answers. I knew some of them, but not all of them. But, huh. Alright, well, hey, I'm gonna go ponder and start another episode, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the series. As always, feel free to leave a like, comment, favorite, or subscribe, whatever you guys are feeling. And until the next time, lights off, dark out.